Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Dark Park Film Reviews. And on this video, I'm going to do something that I've mentioned doing a fair amount. I am going to be showing hate purchases, and these are Funko Pop hate purchases, but they are hate purchases that I love. And it's difficult to kind of I've mentioned this before, and like Sunday Night Mayhem, I've brought this up with OGP, and then people in the chat are like, why would you buy something that you hate? And it's not, it's a love for something that you hate. It's there's nothing really negative about it. I'm spending money on it. I am putting it up on a shelf. I'm displaying it. I'm now making a video about it. And it's just something that I find to be fun. It's kind of like, you own that movie that is so bad that you love it. And so you just keep it in your collection and you want to show it to friends because it's so bad. This is the idea is the same. And so what it is that I have a fair amount of Funko Pops. Well, my apartment now is like a freaking museum of Funko Pops. But I do have one shelf that has all of my hate purchases. And it's gonna have to be now two shelves probably at some point. But I just thought that I would share them with you. And there's probably gonna be a couple videos, maybe more, because as I'm sure I'll find more where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that I have this. The one that I really want, and I'm not willing to pay full price for it, is Snow White. Is I want a Snow White Rachel Zegler Funko Pop. And there are a couple of them. And I know I can get them for like $10, $11, but then you got to pay shipping and handling and the tax and all that. So by the time that you actually, order the Funko Pop, it's $15 or whatever. And I'm not willing to pay that much money for a Funko Pop of a movie that was awful, that bombed, and with an actress who is hot, but is a horrible person and can't act. She might be able to sing, whatever, but she's not a good actress. And one of these Funko Pops over here, I do have of her. I was very happy when I found it. So I'm going to read the definition of what is a hate purchase. And what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to introduce you to my wallpaper back here. So here we go. This is a 3D printed She-Hulk. And of course, she's topless and she's holding her breast like this. I would love to own this. I would, this would not be a hate purchase. This would be a love purchase. I think this is great. And if it came in a box that resembled a Funko Pop box, I would get this autographed by what's her face who played She-Hulk, and just see what her reaction would be, because that is even coming up shortly. So let's take a look at let's see here. So this is, I Googled what is the definition of a hate purchase. And it says on here, a hate purchase, also known as hate spending, is a consumer behavior defined as buying goods or services despite frustration, anger, or disgust regarding the price. Well, the price is an issue with me. Quality or necessity of that item. Instead of adjusting their lifestyles to avoid higher cost, consumers continue to spend, often at increased prices, out of a feeling of defiance, helplessness, or simply because they feel they deserve it despite the rising costs. And we're not going to go through this whole thing, but it says like key aspects of hate purchases: the emotion, the action, the context. It's well, actually, okay. Well, let's okay. God, there's also doom spending. Uh, while hate spending is motivated by defiance or frustration, it differs from doom spending or doom shopping. I did not know that existed, which involves purchasing luxury items to cope with general economic anxiety and uncertainty. Oh, okay, that's interesting. And there's other articles and things about, hate purchasing. So it's, and on here, key aspects of hate purchases, the emotion. It is driven by anger or resentment toward having to pay more for products that once cost less, rather than the pleasure associated with traditional retail therapy. Now, this is talking about it's driven by anger or resentment by having to pay more. My whole thing with hate purchases, I pay less. I don't pay more. That is one of the key things with doing these hate purchases. The action. The consumer makes the purchase anyway, often as an act of defiance, refusing to change their habits or hunt for cheaper alternatives. Once again, mine is all cheap. It's all cheap. That's the idea. Context, it is a response to inflation or rising cost, often accompanied by a sense of financial grief or uh, uh, resignation. Uh, so none of this applies to me in the opposite way. Uh, I okay, we're going to start off with the first one here. We're also going to do a tier list. I'm going to rate these Funko Pops at the very end. So I've already created the tier list. They're just waiting for me to do. So this is the very first one that I bought. OGP and I were at Zia Records on Eastern here in Vegas. And I saw this Funko Pop and I saw all the stickers. Stickers are a very big deal. So if I can find the Funko Pops with discount stickers from, let's say, Zia Records, eBay, Ross carries a lot of Funko Pops, and they always have what the original price was and what they're selling it for. So stickers are a big deal. So I went up to OGP and I'm like, should I buy this? It's only $2.99. Should I buy it? And it took me about 10 minutes and I said, I'm buying this. So this was my first hate purchase or love purchase, depending on how you look at it. So this is She-Hulk. And this is from the TV show. So this is in perfect condition. And the thing with this, and unfortunately on some older Funko Pops that I bought before I started doing this type of thing, I did take the stickers off and stuff, which I wish I left on. But and this sits in here. I'm just taking it out now for the video, but it has its own protective case because this one means a lot to me. So this has, and this is so this is She-Hulk, attorney at law, and it even has all of the, like the characters and stuff here, other ones that you can buy. I do have a second one of these, which will be on another video. So some of these, I do have multiples of one character, but they're in different poses and stuff. They're different Funko Pops. They have a different number. So this is from, I watched the first episode of this and I could not do it. I just had to turn it off. I don't like what the Hulk has turned into. This whole scene, and these are the clothes that she's wearing, is is She-Hulk, talking about holding back her anger so so much better than what the Hulk does. And apparently the people who wrote this show have no idea what the Hulk has been through, and how she talks about being catcalled and being, being told how to do a job that she already knows how to do. Poor baby. Oh no. And it's some of the most ridiculous stuff when you compare what she's saying to what some women go to in other countries. So it's just like, okay, I gotta buy this. I'm probably never gonna finish this show because I'm not even sure if I made it through the first episode. But what's important about this is the sticker, Zia Sale. Then let's see, there's a few on here. Okay. Then these are normally like $11.99. Most of your just regular Funko Pops are like $11.99, $13.99, something like that. And so this, they then marked down. See if I can get it. It's hard to see, but they marked it down to $6.99. Nobody was buying it. Then they marked it down to $2.99, and John wanted it. So this was sitting in their bargain bin. And I just said, I'm owning this. This is the exact opposite of what basically Google gave me the definition of a hate purchase. It is a hate purchase. And I've asked people, should I maybe not be so negative and maybe call it instead of a hate purchase, it would be a dislike buy. And everybody's like, nope, keep hate purchase. You got to keep hate purchase. And my goal with these type of things, and it's money, which is why it's not a hate purchase. I want to get, and I'm blanking on her name and I don't really care, the actress who plays She-Hulk on the TV show. She's a good actress, but I'm blanking and I just don't care to look it up. But I want her to autograph this. I want her to autograph it right here. And I want it in green pen. It could be in black too, but I would prefer a green pen. And I mean, it could have her name here, and then maybe on the side, it could just say She-Hulk or something. But I want her to sign this, and I want her to see the stickers. That's the whole point of this. So the show is bad. The actress has gone, when the show was kind of getting destroyed on the internet, she would go, on the, she'd basically go on to like TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is and criticize the fan and say, they're misogynistic or they're racist or whatever it is. And it's like, no, it's just not a good show. I mean, there's a reason why there was only one season. So it's stuff like that makes me want to buy these even more and get them, to get these things autographed by the people. And autographs aren't cheap. I mean, a lot of times they're like $70, $80. And Funko Pops right now are even more expensive. So that kind of gives you an overview of how I think of this. And I absolutely love these. I love these types of purchases. And on eBay, a lot of the sellers will have clearances. And you go through, it's a list. And you go through and you just click them. And a lot of them are like $3, $6. And then with shipping and handling, maybe it's like $10. That I'm willing to do. That is fine. And you can find a lot of this type of stuff, including some regular good, Funko Pops too. Maybe it's just overstock. But that's where I found some of these here. So yeah, this is as far as the hate purchases go. This is my pride and joy. And that's why I'm showing it off and explaining things first, is so you get it. You may not get it. You may not understand. You may think it's mean. You may think it's whatever. That's okay. And that's perfectly fine. Or maybe you like the TV show, She-Hulk, or maybe some of the other movies and characters that are sitting right here. And that's fine. This is just how I like to do it. So let's look at the second one here, because there are 10. And I'm going to try to do each video as 10. So it's not too long. And once I've explained everything, I then don't have to re-explain it in other videos. So we can just kind of cut to it. So this I did find on eBay. And it was $2 of the exact same Funko Pop. I don't know why the guy had two. Maybe he bought it because it was cheap, but it had the stickers. And I wanted to get this anyways. So this was perfect. So this is from the Marvels, which is a bad movie. And I don't blame the director on it. I think she got really screwed. She directed the reboot of Candyman, which I loved. And I own all the Funko Pops from that movie. And I've heard her, was it 28 years later, is actually quite good. But I think that she probably got screwed on this movie. Probably everybody did. But I wanted a Marvels one. And this was an only at Target. So She-Hulk, I don't think this was an exclusive. No, I don't think so. So this is Captain Marvel. So this would be Brie Larson. And you can see here it says only, at Target. This is, like $12.57. She-Hulk is what? $11.26. So here's the stickers. The other one, which I'll show on another video, has these two stickers, but I don't think it has this one. And he was selling it, and it's got a little dent right here. That's okay. That's fine. It doesn't have to be absolutely pristine for what I want it for. And I guess he just found them cheap. And so he bought them, sold them on eBay, and I bought them for the same price that you would have paid for them normally. So if once again this goes for $11.99, then you have the clearance of was $14.99. And I don't know where this is from. Holsters is where this green sticker is. But so was $14.99, now $4.49. Can't sell it at they're not getting rid of it at $14.99. They're not getting rid of it at $4.49. And here it is at $2.99. And like I said, the guy on eBay was selling them both for, I think it was like $10. And so I think maybe I paid $12 or $13 for shipping and handling and stuff. And I love this. And and I'm going to be doing more of these type of things too, because there is a Captain Marvel that I really like. And I don't know if it's from the movie Captain Marvel or from the Marvels, but they come in these big boxes. And they're basically like specialty items where you get like a t-shirt, you get a couple Funko Pops in there, some stickers, postcards, and all that. They're like Marvel Corpse boxes, like CORPS, and they're pretty cool. And I'm going to be doing a video on those. I think I'm going to have like 4 of them to show off, and they're pretty cool. And in there is a Captain Marvel that I really like. But I think this is just, I love it. So, yeah, it's funny. They don't, I think the other one, oh no, Miss Marvel has her cat in it. Oh yeah, and I got a really good one that has Captain Marvel, Photon, or Monica Rambeau, and Miss Marvel are all in the same package. So I'm going to show that one too. But see, it's got a couple more stickers here. It's even got this side one. So that's Captain Marvel. This one I was very happy to get because it has the sticker on it. Not as good as She-Hulk, though, because I did get this at Zia, also at Easter. And I wanted to get something from Thor: Love and Thunder. Awful. God, that movie is awful. It is so horrible. I feel so sorry for Christian Bale, who did a decent job in it. But I didn't want to get Thor. And there's something like with Thor with a guitar or something that looks like a guitar. No, I wanted Mighty Thor because Marvel, for some reason, well, Kevin Feige said it a couple of years ago, there are going to be more female superheroes than they are male. And so every male, basically, comic book character has a female version. Hulk has She-Hulk. it's I mean, everybody has some, Thor has Mighty Thor. Of course, she's Mighty Thor. And I know a lot of these are in the comics. So, but this one I found, Thor Love and Thunder. It's 1041 is its number, and it's Mighty Thor, and she's got the hammer. So this would be Natalie Portman, and it was $3.99. It doesn't give another price. I don't think that there's another price on this. But now here's the funny thing is, so I got this one because I thought this character was so stupid. They had to CGI muscle onto Natalie Portman. And of course, she's better than Thor. And on the back here, it does show the other characters that you can get, including the Christian Bale character. I think it's pronounced Gore, just Gorr, Gore. And that's him right there. I would get that figure, and it wouldn't be a hate purchase because it was a cool character. I thought he did a good job, and it's a cool looking Funko Pop. So yeah, that's. But when I saw this, I immediately grabbed it and said I got to get it because the movie was awful. This character is awful. Thor is Thor, but she's Mighty Thor. So it's like, okay, fine, whatever. The next one here got a lot of hate when the movie came out and was the first character to die in Thunderbolts New Avengers. And that would be Taskmaster. So I have two of these, and I'm going to be showing the other one in another video. So this is from Black Widow, and it's 605, and this is Taskmaster with Shield, I believe is what it's called. And this I found, because there's also Taskmaster, which is 606, with I think it's a crossbow or bow and arrow. But I didn't think Black Widow was a hideous movie. It was 10 years too late. I think Scarlett Johansson got screwed. And apparently she did too because she sued Marvel. But the film I don't think was horrible. And also, I mean, you get to watch, or at least I get to watch, Florence Pugh for 2 hours, who's gorgeous. Well, so Scarlett Johansson. But so the reason why people hated this so much is because Taskmaster in the comics is a man. So they decided to do the gender swap to make it, I guess, more of an all-female movie. And nobody liked that. And I always thought that it was funny that Taskmaster was the first one to die in Thunderbolts. And from what I read, because I did ask, I asked Google, the question, why did Taskmaster die in Thunderbolts? And what it told me was it's because they wanted to show that any of them could die. So Taskmaster dies instantly because now the stakes are up, that any of these characters could be killed. I think it's because everybody hated this character. And I got this for $10. I went to go see a movie, and a kid had a table set up, and everything were Funko Pops. And I'm like, that's weird. Why they're letting this kid set up a table and sell Funko Pops in a movie theater lobby? And I looked through his stuff, and I'm like, what? I'm not sure if it was this one or the other Taskmaster, but I asked him how much. He said $10, and I bought it. So it's like, okay, it's cheaper than what a normal Funko Pop would be. It's in great condition. I will, I'll pick it up. So yeah, there you go. This next one, this is one that I ordered off of eBay. I don't know how much I paid for it, as I'm sure it was cheaper than what it would normally be. This is Batwoman. Its number is 1218. It's a Funko exclusive. So my reason for getting this is because of the Batwoman TV show that is so awful. It is awful. And these shows just they just can't help themselves. So when I think I only watched probably the first episode, but when they talk about Batman's suit being perfect, and then I'm blanking on her name. Uh but she's hot. And so I'm sad that they didn't make a Funko Pop of her. But and she goes, "It will be perfect when it fits a woman." And I'm just like, "Oh shit, okay, I'm kind of done with this." Always got to criticize men. And so this is actually from the second season. So the character is gay. So they got another gay woman. And instead of getting a white woman, they did get a black woman. So they stuck with one thing, changed the other, and this is the Funko Pop for the character in the second season, which I've not watched. And I've heard it's worse than the first. And it went on for 3 seasons and then they canceled it. I do have a Funko Pop, which I'll show probably on the next video, of the comic book version of Batwoman, which looks closer to the first season, Batwoman. So that's why I got this one. So once again, it's for a horrible TV show. I turned it off. Ruby Rose. There we go. Ruby Rose was Batwoman in the first season, and she quit the show. So because she said it was just an awful experience. So there you go. So second season, why not? All right. I hate these. I hate these. So I pretty much hate almost everything Disney has done since they've took over everything. Marvel, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. It I mean, things are so bad like Willow. Oh god, there's a Funko Pop I should try to find. A Funko Pop from the Willow TV series that doesn't even exist anymore. They took it because it would cost them too much money to keep it online. They removed it. Like it doesn't exist anymore. That's how bad it is when they do this stuff. And so I really hate the Disney Star Wars sequels. I think they're awful. And there's really nothing good about them. So I do have a few hate purchases from those movies. Love the original trilogy. I have no problem with the prequels. So basically, if George Lucas is part of it, I think it's good. If Kathleen Kennedy is part of it, I hate it. And basically, Rey is an insert for Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, it's just what it is. Rey is one of the worst characters ever written. She is a total Mary Sue, and she is awful. So I picked this up. I got this, I think it was from one of those clearances on eBay. And I'm like, oh, so it was like $3, $3 or $4. And it's Star Wars. It doesn't say what Star Wars, which I think is funny. It's 190, and it's Rey. So she has her lightsaber, which she does not deserve. And there's a better. And here's all the different characters that you could get. Now, I do have a second Rey out of box. It was in the bargain bin at Zia Records, so I picked it up. I think it was like $3. So I'm going to show that down the road. I do want a Finn because that actor who I was defending because I thought Disney kind of screwed him over, all of a sudden started criticizing Star Wars as just being white. It's as he started criticizing white people. So now I do want a Finn character. I would get a Kylo Ren, but it would not be a hate purchase. Tico Rose. I do have a Tico Rose, so that's going to pop up. And she, once again, she got kind of screwed. and I defended her, and then she started talking crap. And it's like, oh, there's a Rose figure. I'm going to get that one too. So there's a few, on here that I do want to pick up. One or two probably as like Snoke, Supreme Leader Snoke. That wouldn't be a purchase. Kylo Ren, not a hay purchase. First Order Executioner, which is a stormtrooper. Yeah, I'd probably pick that one up. I do have the little kind of rabbit type thing, or owl looking type of thing. What's it? Porg. I do have that, and that's not a hay purchase because I thought those things were cool. But the people just got to talk shit, and then they end up on my hate shelf. So we got Rey. Okay, so this is Here Records, and it does have a sticker on it. So I didn't hate this as much as everybody else did. So it's Secret Invasion. And I've heard it's awful compared to the comic book. I do not... Is it the Krill? Is that what they're called? Because I know they're in the comics too. They're also in like Captain Marvel and stuff. The Krill, the ones that can change into different people. I don't like them. I do not like them. I think that they are an analogy, and I don't want to get into the analogy, but I do not like them. But this is, and I'm like, oh my God, I need this. So this is Secret Invasion. It's 11/15, and it's Nick Fury. So his eye is all messed up there. He doesn't have the eye patch on. And in this, he is just old Nick Fury. I mean, old. He is not the same Nick Fury from, Avengers and all that. This is old man Fury. This is, oh yeah, wow. And it's got him on the back. So it doesn't, but there are other figures. So I do have another Secret Invasion character, and that will probably be in the next video. But there's its price, and it's $4.99. I wish that they would put what the original price was. So nobody bought it for what its original price. And this is a Funko exclusive 2022 Fall Convention Limited Edition. So I always look for those. So people who collect these always look for these stickers. Let me see if I skipped any here. No, I got that one. Okay. So yeah, you want to get these stickers on here. But I didn't hate the shows as everybody else did, even though I did have major issues with it. Maybe because it was so bad, I actually enjoyed it. Kind of like was it Ironheart? That awful TV show with Riri Williams, who names their kid friggin' Riri. I'm tracking down a couple versions of the suit that she wears as a hay purchase. And so those will show up probably at some point. That was so bad, I was actually enjoying it. Because I'm just like, I can't believe that somebody okayed this. So, all right, so we got Nick Fury. Oh, I saw that. And this, this was also off of one of those clearance things off of eBay. Amber Turd is beautiful. That's the only thing she has going for her. I think maybe she's made one good movie, or maybe two if you include Aquaman. So I got this because I dislike her very much. I am team Johnny Depp, and I just do not like her. So, and the clearance ones, they could be a little damaged, which it is right there. So this is Aquaman. The box is a $246, and it's Mira. So this is from the first one. There is her doing like some sort of action for the second Aquaman. So maybe I might pick up a second one. But so this was really cheap also, most likely. And we got the guys on the back. So some of these, so like Aquaman would not be a hate purchase. Black Manta would not be a hate purchase. So some of these I would actually put into my regular like superhero collection. Um, but yeah, this was a when I saw this, I'm like, I have to buy this. This is an absolute joy. All right, I mentioned Rachel Zegler earlier, and I actually took a oh, this was also at Zia Records, and I took a picture of it. I sent it to Jonathan Moody over at Indie Film Cafe, and then I also sent it to OGP. And I'm like, I actually own a Rachel Zegler Funko Pop, and she's the worst thing in this movie. She's nice to look at, but it's she's awful. She is not a good actress at all. And I think out of probably, well, she might be up there with Amber Heard, who's not as vocally pure evil, but Rachel Zegler is pretty pure evil. She just won't shut up, which is God. Talk about somebody who just destroyed their career. But I got to get that Snow White Funko Pop. But so this is Shazam, Fury of the Gods. It's $12.85, and it's Athena. So this is her character. 60% off. Now, $11.99, so that's normal price. And I got it for 60% off. Big sticker. So if I ever met Rachel Zegler, oh, she would sign the Snow White one. But this would be so tempting because of the sticker. And there's all the characters on the back that you can also buy. So I have Shazam. He just sits in my regular collection. Who else would I buy? Nobody. Shazam, because I've always liked Shazam. Yeah, I don't think I'd buy anybody else in this. Yeah, nobody, except for this one. So, yeah, this was a prize. So now my last one here. So I started out with She-Hulk as my first and my favorite, but I knew I wanted to get this, and it had to be from the movie. It could not be any other thing. I wanted Wonder Woman, but it couldn't be like what I was doing with, Batwoman with. I got the second season one, and then I'm just going to get the comic book one because it matches the first season. I had to get Wonder Woman 1984, and it could not be anything else than 1984. So I found it. I found one. So this is my last one. She has the lasso of truth here, and I love this. Wonder Woman 1984. I don't know how much I paid for this, but I never pay overprice. So when I saw it, I had to grab it. This is literally one of the worst things I've ever seen. This movie, the first film is great. This is awful. This is literally one of the worst films ever made. This is awful in every way possible. This is bad. It has a red dot, so I wonder if that means clearance. And it does have other characters, not a lot, because they're all Wonder Woman, it looks like. Wonder Woman flying, Wonder Woman golden armor, Wonder Woman golden armor flying, Diana Prince Gala, Steve Trevor. Oh, all the stuff with Steve. My God, that was horrible. Then there's a Barbara character. It was Kirsten Wiig. And then there's the Cheetah, which was Kirsten Wiig. I did find the Barbara character, and I do like Kirsten Wiig. I've always had a thing for her. But I think I want Cheetah. If I were to get another one, it has to be Cheetah. I might get Wonder Woman golden armor flying. Maybe. That would be a hate purchase, though. Cheetah would be a hate purchase. But yeah, this is great. I love this. So love. So that's the 10. And so now what we're going to do, and I hope you enjoyed it, because as I look over these, She-Hulk, bad. Um, Captain Marvel, not horrible, but Marvel's bad. Um, Thor: Love and Thunder, bad. Black Widow, not bad, but they just fucked up the character on that one. No reason to do that. I get it if they want to do more of kind of like an all-female type cast or whatever, or characters. Okay. But then maybe make a whole new character, or find a female villain that they could use. Batwoman, bad. Star Wars, bad. Disney Star Wars, bad. Shazam: Fury of the Gods, I enjoyed it. I liked it. It wasn't not as good as the first one, but I enjoyed it. But Rachel Zegler, bad. Miri from Aquaman, not bad. I liked the first Aquaman, and I thought the second Aquaman was actually pretty good. But and her character is fine. It's just she. It's just she as a person is not good. And then we got Secret Invasion, Nick Fury. Yeah, that's it's a series I could maybe see owning if I could find it really cheap, but it's not very good. It's got a lot of problems, and a lot of people hate that show. And then Wonder Woman 1984, one of the worst things I've ever seen. God, this is awful. I'm so glad that it bombed. It is horrible, while the first one is good. So let's take a look at now. We got this tier list here, and we are going to take a look. But first, let's look at let's look at our top list She-Hulk there for a second. I really like that. I know I'm weird. I really like that. I think it's funny. I would so own that. So, but as you can see here, I made the lines are green like She-Hulk. So I have right down here. These are all the Funko Pops that I just talked about. So for those of you who aren't sure how my ranking is here, so S is supreme. S is the top of the list. You cannot get any better than this. And then it works like a report card. So A, B, C, D, F being the worst. So I threw it in gray. Probably should be black, but then the F wouldn't be. I couldn't see the F. So let's start. I'm just going to go in order of the pictures here. Let's do Thor: Love and Thunder, Mighty Thor. Where would I put this on a scale of badness? With the way that I do stuff, S should actually be the worst. But I'm going to keep it the way that this is. So this Funko Pop, I would put as a... She does look good. Because I think I can also judge it on packaging, what the character looks like if it has detail or not just if I hate it or not. But it looks good. So I'm going to say Thor: Love and Thunder, Mighty Thor. I think she gets an A. Okay. Now the next one is She-Hulk. And that instantly goes into an S. There we go. Right there. That instantly goes into an S. It is superior. Now Taskmaster. There are actually, from what I could see, 3 different Taskmaster Funko Pops. I'm thinking of getting the third one. So it's a good-looking Funko Pop. You know, packaging is good and all that. She's carrying a sword and a shield. This is okay. It's not bad looking. It's a good looking Funko Pop. Okay, so let's say I may have to kind of rework these later, but And I wouldn't buy it if I didn't like it. So, but I don't really care about the character that much either. So maybe a B. Oh, but if I don't care about then that kind of makes. Okay, let me think about it. All right. Next one would be Batwoman. So let's see. It's got a lot of hair in the back. Oh, I like it. Her hand is out like that, while the other one is kind of brought back in. I don't think there's any F's in here. Hmm. Man, this is tough because I think most of these are probably A. Okay. Yeah, let's do B for this one too. Let's do B for this one. Okay, so the next one would be Nick Fury, and that would be from Secret Invasion. So Nick is here. Um, the Funko Pop, it looks okay. It's not great. Yeah, he's standing there just with his hands like this, just kind of like that. It's not a very interesting Funko Pop. He's not really standing in like a cool looking pose or anything. So I'm gonna go with C on this one. It could be better. He's Nick Fury. He could be in an action pose. Okay. Now we got Captain Marvel from the Marvels. Um, this one, it's funny, is because Nick Fury is like this, Captain Marvel is like this, and so well, actually, she has her hand over it like that. I got this because of that pose, but it's more colorful. So, and I do like it. I think I'm gonna go A. Yeah, she isn't doing much, so I think I'm gonna go B. B. Okay. Um. Oh, Wonder Woman. Don't even have to look at it. Superior goes right up there. She's got her whip and everything. So this is a nice Funko Pop. She's down on one knee. It's hard to see, but the lasso kind of actually goes away from her. And so yeah, I'm going to this is an S. I mean it's just instantly an S anyways. So right up there with She-Hulk. Okay. Now Star Wars. Ray, F, right there. Ray gets an F instantly. That's I gotta it's actually not a bad looking Funko Pop. Oh, and she's got a comic book in the back. I don't think any of these ones have anything really in the background. No, I think they're just yeah, it's just like a black background. Look at Thor here. Yeah. So Ray is there. She's standing with her fist clenched, and then she's got a blue lightsaber. Um, the colors are okay because it's muted, but in the back there is a star. It looks like a Star Wars comic book, and it might be Kylo Ren. There is a stormtrooper there, who I think is that female stormtrooper, the big one. Oh, okay. This just changed from an F. Okay, okay. I do find it funny though that they didn't put what Star Wars is on this. They just put Star Wars. It kind of fools people. I got that on a couple other Funko Pops too, where it's just the name of the series when it's just like, oh, did you not want to put the name of the movie on it? So, because people would go like, oh, I don't want that. Oh, but Star Wars I'll buy. So I'm actually going to move this now to a C. Yeah, I think a C. Okay, now Miri. And nothing there but just a cardboard box. She's just kind of standing there with her hand on her fist. She doesn't have any weapon on her. Yeah, this is kind of boring. Yeah, there's at least according to this box, there's only one version of her, and she's just kind of standing there. But everybody else has a weapon. Did she not have a weapon in the movie? I don't remember. This is not exciting. So, I mean, it's fine, but it's not very exciting. So, I think this. I think this is going to stay at D. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Um, okay, then the last one is the Rachel Zegler one. So this is Athena. Where is Athena? Here she is. Okay. All right. So she is doing an action, and her hands are out kind of like this. She's got a cape that's flowing. Wow, this might be the best thing that Rachel Zegler has ever done. It's just a plain background. Wow, it's so weird that that's the only one that actually has a comic book in the back. I'm gonna go with C on this one. I think a C. Okay, so no, B, at least a B. So Aquaman here. So Mira, yeah, it's just boring. So I need to keep that there. As much as I like Samuel L. Jackson, I think because he's just standing there doing nothing, I'm going to move him down to a D. Ray will stay at a C. I do like her lightsaber with the comic book in the background. That's pretty good. Athena, even though it is Rachel Zegler and she should probably go down to F, it's a good looking Funko Pop with her moving, the actions, and all that. So with that being said, I'm going to move Captain Marvel because she's just doing this. I'm going to move her because there is a better one. So she moves down to D. Batwoman, I like because she's kind of like she's doing this type of thing, though she has like her hand out. So I'm going to leave that there. Taskmaster, I do like because at least Taskmaster has the sword and the shield. And Thor kind of has the same stance as like Athena does. So her arms are out like that, and she does have Thor's hammer. And it's not a bad looking Funko. It's detailed. It's got even though it's muted colors, it does have a fair amount of colors on it. So I think because of the action, these will stay right where they're at. So I'm actually thinking there, and there, and I think the rest of these could stay where they're at. I think. I might change my mind later. So I'm going to try to save this so that when I do another video, we'll add to it. So I think for now, that's fine. I could almost move Ray to a B because of that comic book, and I do like the blue light sword. But it's Ray, so it has to go to C. Otherwise, if there was nothing in the background, it would be an F. So yeah, I'm giving it 2 notches up, 2 grades up. And these are just kind of boring. So these have an action, and these are awesome. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's good. I think that's That's what we're going to do. So, okay. So we'll have one final look here at She-Hulk, and you know, wish that this becomes available. And so that's it. That's my first video on Funko Pop hate purchases that I love. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Longer video than I thought it would be, but that's okay. I normally do long stuff anyways. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think you know, you would never buy anything that you didn't like, that, you know, or you do own some stuff maybe that you know is bad, but you enjoy it? Let me know, and you know, put it down below. And not too long from now, I'm going to do another one of these. So I do have a Michael Bay Funko Pop video that's going to be coming up, because I now have a ton of stuff from Michael Bay to show, and that will be its own video, and then there'll be a Funko Pop video right after that. There is also this is surprising, a Marvel Sony Madam Web Universe Without a Spider-Man video coming up, where I'm going to show the movies. I am going to show the posters. I'm going to show the Funko Pops that I own from that universe. And so that will be a thing. And then we'll probably rank that too. But probably with most Funko Pops, we'll do some sort of ranking. I'm into rankings. I really like these now that I've figured out how to do it. So, okay, everybody, thank you. I really appreciate it. And please go out and buy Funko Pops if you love them or hate them. Does not matter. Funko Pops are awesome. And I'll see you on the next video. Okay, bye. Oh, I can now hit end record. I don't have to do buy anymore and then edit it. There you go. Okay. All right, everybody. I thought it was going to hit end and then I'd have to edit this, but I don't have to. All right. Well, here we go. Okay. So I'm going to end recording. I'm still not used to this yet. I'm still getting used to how this works. All right, everybody. See you later. Thanks for coming and watching the video. Bye.